I'd hate this. Why? I didn't even know that.
What? You didn't know what?
I didn't know the complete stresses that would come with this role as head admin.
Anyway, the head's just gone fastest. You want to do the intro?
I'm waiting to see if the stream's up first. Ooh. Why is the stream not working?
It's on for me, yeah.
Oh, now it is! Way! Hello everyone and welcome back to the Academy League here in Gavra Racing. It's another Monday, it's another week of glorious racing, and we're all on the same track again, but what track are we on today? Well, it's none other than the track that looks like it's some form of Uzi when you look at it, doesn't it? It does actually, doesn't it, though? It does. Welcome to Spa-Francorchamps here in Belgium. And Toussaint, I have to say, I don't think you can put a foot wrong on this track. I think most people very much enjoy Spa. You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, you absolutely cannot go wrong with a little bit of Spa-Francorchamps. Hello everybody, I am Toussaint0828 and I am massively looking forward to this race. Should give us some good overtaking opportunities after the Kemmel straight into that chicane,
I'm looking forward to the week. It's Spa every race of the week, which is going to be really good. And as you said, Spa provides lots of overtaking and lots of opportunity for battles to happen.
Speaking of which, De Hebler and Gucci Gang really getting into it on their respective flying laps. De Hebler having to back out of that one, and in fact his brother and teammate Heblerino had a small incident before with Gucci Gang at Blanchimont, which ruined his particular lap also.
Yeah, as longest track on the calendar here, Toussaint. So we're going to be restricted to the amount of laps that we had, but the track, as we said, provides a lot of good racing around here, and it's always an enjoyable track for everyone. Yeah, the times in the 1:40s. So, I mean, it is the longest track on the calendar. Actually doesn't comply, Toussaint, with the FIA rules and regulations for like the Grade 1 tracks. It breaks it slightly. Basically, it's like 0.01 kilometers over what the 7,000 kilometer length limit is. So technically it breaks it.
7,000 meter length.
Yeah. Something like that. I said 7,000 kilometers. 7,000 meters. 7,000 meters, sorry. But yeah, it's like 0.001 meters like over that mark. So it technically breaks it. And also I believe at the start-finish straight, the is a lot tighter than it's actually allowed to be. But we still race around here anyway, and it's still a glorious track to go around. As at the moment, some times coming in, 1:42. Looks 1:42.4 for De Etcher, by the way. Oh, that's a big slide from Leo Cat Toussaint through Pujon as he comes down now towards the chicane down in the end of the second sector. But what were you going to say before?
I was going to say that this is also the most, let's call it the most up and down track, I think. Elevation stands at over 100 meters between the lowest point of the track and the highest at the top of Radion.
Still isn't as much of an elevation as Mount Panorama, so
yes, I guess not.
But yeah,
although to be fair, the Australians literally built that track into the side of a mountain. This is the middle of the Ardennes forest.
Well, yeah, to be fair, they did. But Toussaint, though. Oh, it's such a big slide from Leo Cat. I was right on board with him. That's a huge slide coming into the pit lane. But Toussaint, this track may not be the longest on the calendar after in a few years' time when we get the so-called the Saudi Arabia actual track, not the street circuit, the track, which is supposed to be longer than this, isn't it? I swear it is.
It is, yes, and it's going to have a crossover like in Suzuka, and it looks like it could be insane. And
it looks like it could be pretty crazy.
The theme park, which is obviously a good thing for you.
Exactly. Racing, it combines everything together quite nicely. But yeah, Toussaint. So we look at the standings here. I've got to say something. De Etcher, by the way, he's really picked up the pace in recent races. Currently leading this qualifying session. I don't know if it's going to stay like that towards the end of the session. I'm sure we'll see Leo Cat and possibly even Mason put in a good time to go ahead of him. But De Etcher, he got on the podium last race, I believe, and he's been really showing some good pace recently.
Yeah, the extra taking 2 podiums from the last 3 races, really showing a good turn of pace. But to take you through the championship standings, Leocat still leads the way, 147 points for the Portuguese driver, over 40 points ahead now of Mason in second position, 106 points. Heblerino is still in third, closely followed by Mikey in fourth, V. Roby in fifth, to Hebler sixth.
Mason just went second.
It's a very competitive time there from the Englishman. Where was I? To Etchter in 8th, 7th, sorry, as we were just discussing. BT Nuts, who is not here this evening, in 8th. Revkov in 9th, and Hungary Hippo rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, just looking now at the times, the Etcher still leading by 3/10 there over Mason and Mikey, there is a 100 between them two. It's really close between Mikey and Mason, and everybody making those poo-on jokes in the chat, so I'm just going to ignore them disgustingly and carry on with the commentary. But yeah, let's see what Mason can improve on his lap here. I don't actually think he's on a flying lap at the moment. What were you going to say?
Does my mic sound weird to you?
I don't know. To me, it doesn't. I saw Sixify put something about your microphone, but to me, it doesn't sound weird.
I'll mute my mic and have a look.
Welcome, Bonnie, to the chat. Polarized, Shirtless Timmy, welcome as well. Marks 15, Spectra 11, Castengle, welcome all. Welcome. Welcome everyone to the Academy League. I think he said he likes the sound of it for some reason. I don't know, Toussaint, if I'm honest. People just like your voice, apparently.
I have a very nice voice. Okay.
Yeah, but to be fair as well. Toussaint, let's run a ball with Leocat. Do a lap now. Coming into turn when he hits the apex nicely. Now you take over. Go.
Right, short shifting through the gears and out of La Source and towards Rouge and Radion. Rouge a bit at the bottom. Go over the curve here. Goes over a small river actually just there. Now up Radion. Be careful not to track extend here. We're in the slipstream of Tiago Santos in front of us now. Our fellow Portuguese driver on board with Leocat. Our championship leader now as he pulls out to the left-hand side. Amazing spin. I get it slowed down for this chicane, right, left, and then another right here, shifting up through the gears into 5th gear now, over the curve here, newly extended in 2020 to allow the cars more room up there, and now through Malmedy, keep it nice and tight to the right-hand side of the track, a little bit of oversteer there for Leocat, and now No Name, which ironically gives it a name, and down towards the funniest corner on the track, Puon, sling it in 7th gear. Look at the grip that Leocat has through this corner, nice front end on that black and red car. Now towards Fania, where of course Lewis Hamilton had that crash in FP2 in 2019. Now for the second stage of Fania, the left corner, and just being careful not to track extend on the right hand side. Down to 3rd gear now goes Leocat and out into the final sector, flat out now past these cottages on the left hand side. Minimise the distance to the line from this point. You're going to want to see as minimal movement in this steering wheel as possible. Now coming up to the corner where Max Verstappen around the outside of Felipe Nasr in 2015 and towards the bus stop chicane, which is no longer the bus stop chicane, but anyway, we'll take it now in this new variation of the track. Round the final corner, short shift through the gears, get the traction, get the drive to the line for Leocat to 1 minute 42.2, and that is good enough for provisional pole.
That is very good. Good lap there from Leocat, nice and clean. Bonnie was asking, can you take... What was that? Pion? What's Pion? Pion? Bonnie, no, but they put P-Y-O-N.
I assume it's...
do you mean Puhon? If you're about Puhon, then it's not... Is it possible to take... It's not possible to take Puhon flat out. No, it's not possible to take Puhon flat out. Definitely isn't, but... Yeah, good time there from Leocat. 2/10 ahead of Etcher. And Etcher on a lap at the moment has run over that curve, but doesn't get invalidated. Yeah, that curve's very interesting there. Just as you come out of the second sector, right at the bottom of the track, it's interesting, man, because if you run over that curb, sometimes it gives you a penalty and sometimes it doesn't. It's one of those really inconsistent curbs on this game, where sometimes you'll get given one and sometimes you won't. Do you know what I'm on about?
Yeah, I do. As the Exeter actually bails on that lap and goes back into the pit lane, and that's interesting. Interesting tactics there. I think he wants to get another lap in before the end of the session. Don't forget, an out lap here can be almost 2 minutes long, so the drivers will be going out fairly early for their final runs, I think, today.
Yeah, we'll have to see who's going to be able to make it to the line. Our timers will probably be a little bit ahead of theirs, so they might have a little bit more time than we think up here, but... Heblerino on a lap at the moment, currently 2 He's just come through no name, down towards Pujon now, and short shift down to 6 and back up to 7th, as you want to stay up that inside curb 2 because that is a killer if you get on that inside curb through Pujon.
Yeah, certainly. Codemasters have flattened it in the last couple of games, but it's still a very tricky corner.
Validated.
Runs right on the exit of Fanion. That's going to invalidate that lap for the German, and it's going to be touch and go if he gets back to the pits in time to start another lap.
Piero says, I love this track and I hate it too. Yes, it's a beautiful track, but it will frustrate many people. Nice corner cut in there.
You're missing an H in your spelling of Pujon.
Yes, you are. Just having a look at the moment, DBD currently on the lap, just coming through no name. Caflemo going through that hairpin. And I've got to say something about that hairpin. I don't know why. It's so... Well, you'll be able to tell me why. You know, you're an expert driver.
No,
why is that corner both in the, it's even worse in the wet, but in the dry there's a spinner. Caflemo at Pujon lost it on the inside. He's gone almost into someone, and now he's going to be in the way of the next car behind him, which I think is De Hebler possibly. And yeah, that hairpin just coming out of the chicanes, what they call the Degners? No, the Degner. What is it? Wait, I can't. Help me.
What do you want?
Down the straight, then you go into the chicane, the camel straight, then you into the chicanes, which I can't remember the name of. Lacombe, and then you go down into that hairpin.
Yes.
Yeah. La Source, thank you. La Source, to say, why is that corner so understeery?
La Source is the first corner.
Okay, well, I read La Source in the chat. The hairpin at the top of the track.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Why is that so understeery?
I assume because it's cambered, it's slightly cambered. It's got positive camber on it a little bit, so that might be why. So you take a higher entry speed through there. Because of the camber, there's major traffic through there, as Mikey's been held up now by all annoying and Zappa.
Speaking of the corner, there's four cars in the same corner there, which is interesting. But yeah, I have to say, I found that corner very understeery. I found it really, really understeery in the wet when we did our prelim race around here. So.
Because the track falls away from you, so it's very easy to snag a front right brake as you head in there. So that might also be a bit of a reason why. It's a bit like Bahrain a little bit, but obviously the other way round. Yeah.
Well, we should be experts around here too, Sen. As I said, we had Freshman Premier and Super all had prelim races around this track. In the wet, though, in the full wet it was, so, you know... There'll be a lot different, but so much traffic here on this track. Just surprising. In the final sector, there was 2 cars right in the way there of Black Charizard's lap.
Hungry Hippos had a bit of an instant in the second sector.
Just keep an eye on the top runners now, Toussaint, because the Extra, by the way, is the only person out of the top 5 not to be on a flying lap, which he's now about to go on to a flying lap, but he's going to be at the back of that pack. I'm honestly not sure who is going to be next out of that pack. De Hebler has invalidated, so if he has to get back to the line now, and he's not going to be able to because the qualifying is just finished, because there's the checkered flag. So De Hebler will not be able to improve on his time. The next person, I believe, out of these top runners will be Heblerino. Unless we see anybody else come across the line.
He's 5 seconds down though, so
the next 5 seconds down? Oh, God.
That's what it said. I don't know if that's actually accurate, but it said 5 seconds down, and it doesn't look like that's too far away from the truth either, as he heads up to the bus stop chicane now.
Yes, Ivan, honestly, there is a lot of talk about Right, I could just call it Radion Rouge, and I think everybody else does, but everybody used to just call it Radion, or they used to just call it Rouge, but it's both, pretty much, isn't it?
Well, the bit at the bottom, the quick left is Rouge, and the right, and the left at the top of the hill is Radion.
Yeah, I just call it Radion Rouge, it just makes sense, to be honest.
Eatler coming through the final sector now.
He is now, yeah, he's pulled into the pits. A lot of people backing out of their laps. V. Roby's invalidated, so he's also going to back out of his lap. The next person, I believe, Toussaint, is Mason, but he's invalidated as well, and he's backed out of his lap. But so here comes Leocat now to the line. Will Leocat improve? And he does by 2 tenths. It opens that gap to De Etcher by 4 tenths. De Etcher has also invalidated.
Mikey's 5 tenths up though here, Tiger.
Well, this could be a storm of a lap.
Can Mikey snatch qualifying at the death from Leocat? It's going to be close. It's a 42-1. Goes onto the front row of the grid, but just missing out on pole.
That's really close there between Leocat and Mikey. And just like we saw Mikey be up there in the first 2 races. He dropped off, but he seems to be coming back again now in the recent couple of races. He's been up there fighting for the podium positions.
Yeah, certainly. As Hungry Hippo takes the fast exit out of the qualifying session.
I think that's qualifying done, Toussaint. Looks like we've got everyone done. So Leocat once again snatching pole position here in the Academy League. He seems like the dominant force this season, Toussaint. He is the man to stop. And with how big was this gap in the championship?
41 points.
With a 41-point gap in the championship, Leocat is going to be able to extend that gap here today if he can keep that car in first. Mikey takes second and slots it on the front row just behind Leocat. And yeah, we'll go through the rest of the grid now as get ready to go racing here in the wonderful Spa-Francorchamps.
Did you want me to do that, or
I'll do it. It's cool. I've got you 2 cents. It's Leocat on pole position, Mikey in second, De Etcher in third, Mason in fourth, De Hebler in fifth, Heblerino in sixth, Eatler in seventh, Roby in eighth, Revkov in ninth, Black Charizard in 10th, followed Doharis in 11th, Thiago Santos in 12th, DBD in 13th, Kaflemo in 14th, All Annoying in 15th, Hungry Hippo in 16th, Dapper Gaming in 17th, and Gucci Gang at the back there in 18th place.
Yes, I've just been looking at the chat here. So, yeah, Bonnie just confirming that the hairpin after Lecombe is called Bruxelles. Bruxelles or Brussels, and if any Belgians in the chat, they can let us know. Bruxelles sounds more French, so yeah, we'll put it in.
Is it not a French part of Belgium, though? Because there's some... Oh, my God!
Oh, wow!
Oh, my days! What happened?
That is very wet.
Oh, good evening, Black Country. You've just joined us in what is going to be... oh dear.
Very
no.
Spa. Well, what? One of the things about this track, it can rain whenever it wants. It has come down in bucket loads.
I swear they speak Dutch and French, don't they? It's different parts of the country speak.
I believe there's also a Belgian dialect as well.
Is there? Possibly.
I had a friend who used to be able to speak Belgian and French, I think. I also speak Flemish as well, that's another one.
Flemish, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's Dutch. I think, well, Max Verstappen was actually born in Belgium.
Piero. Piero said, yeah, that's good. They have to summer like we did in our evaluation race. Yes, they will. Yes, you don't know our evaluation race for F1, which they weren't streamed on the channel, but we had to do a dry race in Spain and then a full wet race in Spa. And Toussaint, it is a full wet race in Spa. It is full wet. This is going to be interesting. I think we may have some people may enter the Shadow Realm in Radion Rouge.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right. We are going to have some people embracing the Shadow Realm with open arms going into
Radion Rouge. And let's see if anyone's going to do it here on the formation lap, because that'll be the real test. But Toussaint, this is a big change up though, because as we've seen multiple times in the leagues, I know I've noticed in the Premier when I've been racing, but in the Freshman and the Super as well, people drive differently in wet than they do in the dry. Some people can be a lot quicker in the wet, some people can be a lot quicker in the dry, some people can be a lot slower in the wet. So this is going to add a whole new element to this race. And luckily for everyone who drives in our leagues, because we are not professionals, we turn Parc Fermé off, so people are able to change their wins before the race starts. But when the race starts, they can't change it from then on. Unless actually they can change the front wing, can't they? Though the angle of the front wing. If they come into the pits, though, they have to come into the pits though to do that, don't they?
Yeah, so Revkov nearly lost it on the exit of Bruxelles there.
Oh, hi Gav. You've just missed us, mate. We currently have a full wet race, so it's literally going to be the evaluation race all over again, mate.
We could have another 1998, as Ben Roberts says. Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Yeah. Good old. What's the name of that? There was like less than 10 people finished that race. I swear it was quite bad, wasn't it?
It might have been. I think 3 people finished Monaco in like '96. I think it wasn't Olivier Panis won that one. But this one, about a bunch of cars went out at the start, and then Michael Schumacher ran into the back of David Coulthard and then tried to kill him in the pit lane a bit later.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, as Ben Roberts. Welcome to the chat, mate. I didn't see you before. Power Rick Holt, hello as well. As just joining us, we are about to get ready for a full wet race here in Spa-Francorchamps, and this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Going down into turn 1. Ooh.
This could get very, very, very spicy.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how this is going to go, and we will find out very, very soon, as everyone going to be lining up on the grid here as the rain is bucketing it down here in Belgium over Spa, and let's get ready to go. So the lights are going to count down to Saint, but as we know, they never like to count down on time.
Nope.
So we're going to have to watch for the rev of the engines. Yep. Here they go now, and it's going to be lights on and away we go, and it's Leo Cat up to a good start as he's got Mikey to his right-hand side now as Mason trying to battle with Detra into turn 1. I'm going to look towards the back of the grid here, though, because it's going to get real spicy down at the back. It's everyone's struggling to just get the traction out of the corner that they need, but it seems Leo clears up. Detra's into third. Look at the lead Detra has going up into Radio Rouge. That's a brilliant start from Detra. Now is Mikey now on the back of Leo Katz. Debler trying to get involved as well. Here comes Eatler. That's all I got to say. These guys are going to go 3 wide here down the straight. It's V Roby go wheel to a Mason. Mason's dropped all the way back into 7th place as these guys going to try and go down into the hairpin. It looks like Revkov going to be on the inside of Volodol Harris looking for the movers. Thiago Santos going down the inside of Black Charizard, and he gets moved on. Black Charizard going to go fighting back here as in the end Thiago Santos loses the position, and Volodol Harris now going wheel to wheel with Revkov, and now Black Charizard down the inside of Revkov. Hungry Hippo is spun on the apex to Usain. Hungry Hippo's round at the back. Hungry Hippo round at the back. And V Roby on the inside of Eatler into Puhon. What a move! And he goes down the inside. They ran a little bit wide there. That is a move double. What a start here in the Academy League so far.
And how well behaved was everybody going up Razion Rouge, and both of the top 2 were sideways coming out of Bruxelles.
Right on board with V Roby. I'm on the side pod here, and the rain is absolutely storming it down here. Like it is horrendous conditions out there for these drivers.
The just had a bad exit off of Stavelot, and now here comes Leo Cat.
Mason on the inside. Mason on the outside of Eatler. Mason looking for the move now. But
he's wide on the asset. Does he send one at the bus stop chicane? Decides not to. But Mason's now down to 8th here. Tiger.
What on earth's happened to Mason? It's Mason again. It's having issues in these races. He just can't find the pace at the moment. Can Mason? He's like an Alex Albon. He had a really good start to the season, and now everything's just going downhill.
6/10 separates the top 2. There's a spin around, and
someone's gone very, very, very deep there into the runoff area, and it's Hungry Hippo. Yeah. Big front wing damage. Thiago Santos forced to the outside of turn 1. He's going wheel to wheel with Revkov here.
It's just so slow off the top of Radion, but Mikey's having a go. And Leocat now down the Camel straight. Only a tenth of a second separates them. Mikey on the overtake button now comes off it before we get to the next corner of Lecom. And Leocat defends on the inside and keeps P2 for the moment.
V Roby was actually looking at the back of De Hebler as well. V Roby's actually really close here to the back of De Hebler now. And someone's off, someone's had a huge contact. It's Gucci Gang. He's got front right end plate damage. I think he's had a bit of a moment up Radiano Rouge. And yeah, it looks he's to be the first victim of that set of corners. And it was a really clean start though, Toussaint. Like, it was really clean. It was really clean and organised. Oh, that's a big slide from Leocat through Puhon. He almost lost the rear there.
No, I was going to say, I'm pleasantly surprised by the Academy drivers this evening.
Yeah, it means
really showing themselves to be good drivers.
It means there's going to be no claims. It's just lovely.
Yeah, we're already. Leocat's wide! Leocat's wide! And he nearly went off into the gravel there, Tiger, just understeering through the first part.
Here comes Mikey!
And that's given Mikey now a run down this kind of curvy back straight section. They're going to go wheel to wheel into Blanchimon in the wet yellows in sectors 2 and 3.
Oh, there's been an off at the back, I think.
I think it might have been Black Charizard there having problems through Savalot. But now into the bus stop chicane. Can Mikey make a move? He's a bit too far behind.
No, but V Roby on the outside of De Hebler. We're going to go wheel to wheel through the bus stop.
And it turns into the inside for the final corner. And now V Roby ahead of De Hebler, but then wheel to wheel down the straight and into the source. Who pulls ahead? Looks like it's going to be V Roby before we get to the braking zone. And the Dutchman puts himself now up into P4. He's absolutely on fire in the rain here. Oh,
these academy drivers are doing really well in the wet here. A huge test for them, and they are matching the test here that Spa is bringing so far. But V Roby right on the back of Mikey, bang up V Roby as well, trying to get it. This is Mikey going to go wheel to wheel with Leocat. V Roby going to get involved as well. V Roby going to go down the inside of Mikey now. Mikey went from attack to defend in the space of about 50 meters there, as now Mikey keeps the position in third. And what a battle we've got for the podiums here. And De Etcher is having I was talking about him earlier, saying how much pace he's been bringing to this so far in recent races. He's having an absolute Leocat spun into the wall. He's got huge damage.
And that is huge for the championship. That is huge for the championship.
That is huge. I thought the championship seemed all wrapped up for him, and Leocat's got huge damage, and he's lost the position to Heblerino, to Eatler, and that is big damage for the championship leader. Huge damage here in Spa. Volodar Haristal gets past him as well. Leocat's dropped so far back.
So that opens up this race a little bit then. Mason now needs to take control of this race. He needs to now.
Just drop the rear, Toussaint, on the exit of the hairpin. Just drop the rear.
And the
Hungry Hippo again.
He's having an absolutely torrid
race. Revkov goes past Leocat. Look how far he's dropped.
Look at Mikey though in the final corner.
Oh, Mikey looking for the lead. He's going to go to the outside. Oh, he was looking for it there.
V Roby as well just looks so comfortable in the wet conditions. The Etchter's wide again. Mason picks up a penalty. That could be crucial for the outcome of this race. Well, Mikey looks to the inside of turn 1. There's only 3/10 of a second separating them now. Hasn't gone for it yet. It's just collided.
What a battle we've got here. What a battle.
And now into Rouge and Radion. I think Mikey likes to keep it in 7th gear through here. His other drivers shift down, and now the X just had a bad run over the top of Radion, but Mikey's nearly lost it. Mikey's nearly lost it.
To the inside.
And now V Roby going down the Camel straight. Can you make a move for the lead on De Etch? He's going to look to the inside. The Dutchman on the Austrian. Nothing that Roby could do there.
Volodar possibly on Mason, and can't go for the move there either. Just saying, the rain is absolutely, it's chucking it down here in Spa, and it is not stopping. These drivers having to fight these cars so much here to keep them on the track. And we've already seen Leocat, Toussaint, lost it just about where these drivers got from. V Roby's got front left end plate damage. Where's he picked that up from?
I have absolutely no idea.
And he's losing
time now.
And yeah, he's dropping time as Mikey now. Mikey running slowly through Pujon because of the wing damage that V-Roby has, and that's opening up the gap, and Deetch going to be able to just fly away here.
Yeah, and Mikey now getting checked up by Roby's car. Roby not letting the Irishman go here as they're heading to stab a lot. I think he's going to try and stay out despite the damage. 1.5 seconds though now between Roby and the Deetch. We have absolutely no idea where Roby has picked up that front end plate damage, but Mikey's going to need to make a bold maneuver here. Yellow's in sector 2, and is that all annoying whose round it is on the exit of Pujon?
Oh yeah, there's big spin there. There's Dapper Gaming. No, it's Dapper Gaming who's off 2 cent. He's had a bit of a spin, but V-Roby's from really deep into the bus stop, and 2 cent. Everybody's saying in the chat, and I agree. It's so unlucky for V-Roby because he was in the Premier as a replacement, and he showed really good pace, and he's been showing it here, but unfortunately just picked up that front left end plate damage, and has now conceded the position to Mikey, and he might drop back even further because of it.
Yeah, certainly that is definitely a possibility here. V-Roby now dropping back to third, but Mikey's got a job to do now in these final 6 laps of the race. He needs to close down that gap to race leader Whitey.
I think Deetch made a mistake through Radion Rouge because Mikey has got that gap down by a second down the straight here.
Just as we were saying, that's made Mikey's job a lot easier now. So he just needs to dig deep for these last 6 laps, get his head down and get past the white and black car of the Deetch.
Yeah, it's De Hebler now right on the back of V-Roby, the next person to have a crack at V-Roby, as he's got that wing damage. And look where Leocat is 2 cent, all the way down in 15th place and 15 seconds behind the rest of the pack of cars here in this race. And that has not worked out for Leocat. And as he said, this could be a huge turning point in the championship.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Rick Hall asking,
a pivotal moment.
Rick Hall asking who's second in the championship, 2 cent?
Mason is, but he's 41 points behind and only finds himself in 7th position at the moment.
Who was in third?
Behind that is De Hebler, I believe. I will double check on that.
Are you sure it's not Heblerino?
That's what I'm double checking.
I think it's probably Heblerino, I can imagine. As Leocat getting past All Annoying and gets himself into 14th place. But Heblerino right up the back. Yeah, he has. Okay, Mikey destroying the gap, but also Mason, 2 cent, has got himself back into this battle as well, because Mason right up behind Either here.
Yeah, Mason really needs to get on with this now. He can't afford to be sat behind Either. He needs to win.
This is his chance to close the championship down. This is his chance.
Exactly, Tiger. Exactly.
And Heblerino, this is his chance to close the championship down as well, but he's not high enough. Is Mikey behind Heblerino, or is it someone else?
Mikey is behind Heblerino, yeah. So yeah, it's Heblerino.
What's the gap between Mikey and Leocat?
Mikey and Leocat, you're going to need to give me a minute. It's nearly 100 points.
Oh god, okay. Oh, it's Mason on the inside of Either, 2 cent into turn 1. Mason now on the inside. They're going to this contact down the old pit exit. And now Mason up the back. Wait, Either's going AI through Radion Rouge. That's not allowed, surely. That's a bit. I mean, there's nothing in the rule book, but that's a little bit, you know.
That's not great. Stu's have to take a quick look into that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you're not supposed to go pause in the race. So, oh dear.
Unless you disconnect from the session, you're not allowed to go into AI whilst on circuit. Oh, Yellow's in sector 3.
Speak to him about that. Gucci Gang off. He's got no wing.
Crash.
No wing for Gucci Gang. He's definitely going to have to come into the pits for that.
I feel so ridiculous saying that.
It's a virtual safety save? Where the hell did that come from? Must just be the debris in the final sector, I think. Must be, surely.
Well, this will neutralise the race, so that doesn't really bring Leocat back into it now. He's in 14th position. Cade Lemo drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. That will put him out probably behind Leocat, so Leo will move up 1 position to P13.
I mean, this virtual safety car, it's really not going to change anything too sick, because it won't push the pack up at all or anything, and no one's needing to make any pit stops really, because there's going to be, you don't need to make a pit stop in this race because the wet tyres can go to the end. So
yeah, and this virtual safety car will also help with that as well, definitely. So the gap's actually really opened up now between Mikey and De Etcher. Obviously, whilst the drivers are running at Delta, it is up to the drivers how closely they run to that Delta time. And the virtual
and they want to be careful because they will get a drive-through penalty like Gucci Gang just got for speeding under the VSC if they are above that Delta. Ooh, it's Revkov just picked up a 3-second time penalty. De Etcher's run very, very wide, Toussaint, into turn 1 off of that VSC. And that's now allowed Mikey to be right on the back of him. Well, not right on the back of him, but he's within the second now.
Yeah, there's in sector 3. That's
there's been a crash into the pit lane. It's Kaflemo who's hit the wall into the pit lane. That pit lane is very tight, though, Toussaint. It's really, really tight, that pit.
One of the very tricksy things about this track, the pit entry. My dad laughing evilly in the background there, as Mikey now only 6/10 behind De Etcher to go through the middle sector.
That's a couple of people before Toussaint said that I exploded when Leo Cat spun. Just went from nothing to just lost the car. But he spun it just around about where these guys are coming through now as they come down towards Pujon. And
Etcher's wide. It's going to give Mikey a run, I think.
It's going to give Mikey a run, but they've got to remember as well that lapped cars are ghosted, so this lapped car of Gucci Gang won't get in the way.
I think that's Dapper Gaming.
Is it Dapper Gaming? Yes, sorry, the lapped car of Dapper Gaming won't get in the way. As
yellow!
Someone spun! Who is it?
It is Revkov.
It's Revkov with a spin. Has he got damage? Oh, yes, he does.
Mikey
Bad
is very
damage.
close to the back of De Etcher now, into Blanchimont. There's only 0.3 of a second between them now as they head through Blanchimont. The flat out left hander normally in the
not flat. That's gaming! Oh, we got a slow motion spin there. So I was right on board with Mikey behind De Etcher. And it's unfortunate for Dapper again.
And that is why lapped cars are ghosted. Roby is in the pits.
Roby into the pits.
Sustain the level of damage. So
and Mason's into the pits. Mason's into the pits.
Has he got damage?
He must have, surely.
They are preparing a front. No, they're not. No, they are preparing
yes, they
a front
are.
wing. Yes, but there's no damage on that wing.
Unless it's like, oh wait, he's pit for the intermediates. Wait.
Hang on.
Are the conditions changing?
The rain is stopping. The rain is stopping. It's definitely slowed down at the beginning of the race.
That is crazy. The lap times are improving. Leo Cat just put the fastest time when someone's retired, and there is a retiree riding on a rouge, and there is a virtual safety car. And that now could change things up slightly. People at the back might be able to pit. Is it intermediates time, Toussaint? I don't know.
Not now. There's only 3 laps to go. What?
To say, remember the weather. The weather can change like this. The weather can change like that in these races. It happened. It happened in a weekend league race in Brazil. It went from softs to inters, about 2 laps on inters, and then it went to full wets. It can change like that in this game with the dynamic weather.
That's just so. Okay, the rain's it's definitely lowered in intensity now.
What is going on? I don't get it. I don't understand. Are the inters quicker or the wets? I don't know, because when Mason and V Roby get back on track, it's... Ooh, Kaflemo got a 5-second penalty for crossing the white line on the exit of the pit lane. On the exit of the pit lane. That is very rare for us to see. Thiago Santos got a drive-through penalty to him, which means he will have to serve that. And he cannot serve that under any safety car conditions, but Kaflemo and Thiago Santos both have one.
The top 2 are both.
Look at the gap! Don't you say the inters are quicker? Look at the gap V Roby's pulling on Black Charizard! Look at the speed! Look at the gap!
And Mason as well gaining a lot on DBD.
Look at
they don't have enough pace to make up 21 seconds or 27 seconds in Roby's case in the space of 2 laps.
Oh, it's Mason to the outside. He's launched it to the outside of DBD. It's now going to go round the outside into the bus stop chicane. He gets the move done, and now he's gaining.
And Charizard in the
Thiago
pits.
Santos into pits. Thiago Santos is serving a drive-through penalty, I believe, unless he's actually come into the pits. No, he's actually into the pits, and he's got another set of wet tyres, interestingly, and with a wing change, Black Charizard on Inters.
Oh, look at Mikey.
Look at Mikey, yeah, Mikey right in the back of 2 cents unplugged his mic, so I'm going to carry on with the commentary. Is V-Roby going quicker than the guys on the wet? 2 cent he is, and he's gaining time. He's gaining a lot of time on these guys up ahead with 3 laps to go. Remember, the lap around here, 2 cent, is just under the 2-minute mark around here, so they've got to get, how long? They've got to gain up 15 seconds in 3 laps of a 2-minute lap, so...
He's gaining almost 5 seconds a lap on Valado Harris.
But the rain has eased up.
Stop raining.
Yeah, the rain has eased up. But it's not hasn't eased up enough, though. Look at Mikey! He's run very deep on the back of Detra, and he's lost a lot of time. As Mikey right on the back of... I'm going to get gap to leader up. I want to see that gap coming down to these guys. Mason picks up a 3-second time penalty. Them guys have a few penalties. Mason has 6 seconds. So I'm looking now to see that gap is on its way down as Volador Harris for a move on Eatler.
That's on the grass.
Gets the move done.
Yeah, that's...
Deb's with the spin! Deb has lost it! Oh, that's a full retirement on the inside. And there won't be a safety car, and there won't be a VSC either, because there's only 2 laps left to go, and that's a big crash from the Hebler. And Volador Harris has come in, and so has Heblerino into the pits.
What? But there's only 2 laps left to go. Mikey's got past the Edgester.
Mikey with the move. Mikey's got the lead of the race.
Roby fastest lap of the race.
What is this race?
To win this one.
Leo Cat's back into the points.
What? But he's now going to be vulnerable to those people who have come in for the intermediate tyres here, Tiger.
Detra's really struggling, Toussaint, on the wet. He's really struggling now. The rain is easing up a lot, Toussaint. The rain has eased up a lot here. These guys are going to have to... These guys are going to have to nurse these tyres. Yeah, they're going to have to nurse them. There's no way.
Right now, Eatler's looking at the first podium of his season.
He's looking at the first, but he's got 3.2. No, that V-Roby, that gap's coming down quite a lot, Toussaint, on Eatler. Eatler's dreams could be crushed here by V-Roby. And what a comeback this would be from V-Roby. He picked for a wing change, and instead of Inters, and could be back onto the podium here.
What? Yeah, I think Roby's gonna catch Eatler here before the end of the race. Yellow's in sector 2. Who's that?
Oh, it's Detra!
And he got front wing damage. He's managed to get away without any damage. But
look at V-Roby now. He's gone to the inside of Eatler and he's got the move done. What is this race? This is incredible.
Roby 8 seconds now behind.
And he's got 1 lap left to go.
All annoyings round on the exit of
and Gucci Gang almost lost it as well. Oh, Kaflemo's gone deep into turn 1. Everything's happening here in this race. Mason on Eatler. Mason up into 4th place.
But Mason with that 6 seconds of time penalties. V-Roby's gained 3 seconds
on the
in that sector, Tiger. On the same straight going on to the final lap of the race.
Mikey's only coming up riding on a rouge. V-Roby's into turn 1. Can V-Roby do this? Can he get a 10-second gap?
Look at how slow Mikey is going though. And DBDB's out.
DBDB's with the Leo Cat's retired. Leo Cat's, what is this race? Leo Cat's retired now as well.
And did DBD take Leo Cat with him there?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
2.1 seconds between Roby and Detra now. 2.1.
Look at V-Roby. Look at how much he's flying around this track. Detra's run really deep. Here comes V-Roby.
There's nothing Detra can do. Or is there?
V-Roby on the back of him now. V-Roby's got to gain a lot of time in this final sector. He goes to the inside from No Name, and he gets the move done on V-Roby. On Detra. V-Roby, what a race. What a drive! As he comes round through Puon. And look at the gap he's gaining now on Mikey.
And
look at the gap.
Mason's going to be on the podium.
Mason's made the move, but he's got 6 seconds of penalties. Remember, he's got to open up a 6-second gap in the final half of this race. Look at the gap V Roby's taking off of Mikey. Can Mikey get this car to the end? V Roby now is absolutely flying.
He's lifting through Blanche, but he's not taking any risks. As V Roby's nearly close the gap by 2 seconds, I don't think it's going to be enough. Mikey's going to go round the bus stop chicane, round the final corner, now take his first win of the year. Mikey's going to win the Belgian Grand Prix in the Academy, and what a race that was.
Mason and V Roby gaining on it. What a well done from Mikey. He came on with 11 lap on wet tyres. V Roby will take second. What a race from V Roby. Mason takes third, but possibly.
Does he?
No, he keeps third. No, Deaction takes third after leading the majority of the race. Takes third place. Mason in fourth. Heblerino will take fifth. Followed O'Harris in sixth. Eatler in seventh. Black Charizard will come across and take seventh. Eatler drops to eighth. Toussaint, the championship fight is still on. Leo Cat retired from the race. And Mason and Mikey, V Roby will all gain points. Heblerino will all gain vital points back on Leo Cat. And that could be a big change in the championship going into the next races. Revkov finishes in 9th. Thiago Santos could come round for a point here. All Annoying is gaining a lot on him though. Might possibly be able to nick the final point here. What a race.
I don't.
I think if there was 1 lap extra, V Roby could have won that.
Yeah,
if there was 1 lap extra, V Roby would have taken the win there. That was what an incredible race! It's All Annoying's lost the car and he's got bad wing damage. And the action doesn't stop Toussaint, it just carries on going to the line.
I would say does that give K Flemmer a go now into the final corner, but I think that All Annoying.
Thiago Santos takes 10th. V Roby says thanks to Jeff for recommending intermediates. Well, it worked out in the end. V Roby, you got wing damage, you pit for a wing change and you bought it back and took 2nd place. Well done to you. Mikey took those wet tyres all the way to the end and won the race. Incredible. Yeah, that was insane. Insane how much those tyres dropped off. Mikey will come across and take the win. Him, V Roby and Mason will, not Mason, sorry, De Etcher will take the final places on the podium. What a race! What a drive! That's going to be one of the best Academy races of the season, Toussaint. That was incredible.
The best Academy race of the season.
That was incredible.
Might be the best Academy race ever. If I was making the top 10, that'd definitely be in there.
Absolutely incredible race. Wow.
Well done, Mikey. That's what I can say.
Brilliantly well done for Mikey. V Roby, brilliant from him, takes 2nd. And De Etcher, as much as he lost time at the end there, he still had a fantastic drive in the full wets when it was supposed to be full wet conditions. He was leading for quite a lot of that race. Had a 2-second gap at one point and takes another podium here for De Etcher, by the way. So it's Mikey who takes the win here. V Roby in 2nd, De Etcher in 3rd, Mason in 4th. Heblerino got 5th. Alonso Harris took 6th. Black Charizard 7th. Either in 8th. Revkov in 9th. And Thiago Santos took the final point in 10th. There's the rest of the grid, but the main 2 people there to say Leo Cat and De Hebler, 2 of our front runners, both retiring from that race. And that could be huge in the championship.
Well, De Hebler was in 6th position, so that's not going to do him any favours in his battle for Thor's quest. For 3rd position in the championship, but Leo Cat.
Wow.
That's big for his championship lead.
That's huge for his championship.
I think, Mikey will definitely jump Heblerino now in the standings, I believe. But I don't even know where to start with that one. Just very well done to the Academy drivers.
Thunder in the chat says Irish flag on the podium.
I think that's the first ever Irish win in Gavra racing as well.
I think that could possibly be one of the first Irish winners in Gavra racing, and an incredible win there for Mikey. And she's saying, man,
in F1 anyway.
What a race!
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Just drawing a blank here, really.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for joining us on what is probably the most incredible race I've seen around Spa in this game. Yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you 2 Cent for joining me again, and thank you Codemaster. Well, actually, yeah, thank you Codemasters for giving us that piece of dynamic weather white there, because that made for an exciting race. That made the game good. That made the game good. It did. Simple as.
I can't go over.
Incredible. Right, well, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, I've Lost City in the chat. Appreciate that. And yeah, we will see you all in,
Alright.
See you all tomorrow in the Freshman League. And we'll
Yes.
see you next week in Japan for the Academy League. So see you then.